Art has helped me overcome a lot of different things. Mostly it keeps me balanced in my own life. It keeps me from being overly stressed about things. It's helped me through a lot of traumatic things in my own life, and to keep a positive attitude. I find a lot of times I'm most inspired after I've just come out of a deep sort of, I wouldn't say depression, but like a deep storm, I guess emotional storm. So I find that art really helps me to amalgamate my thoughts process and start to look at my life and myself in a more coherent, kind of clear way, and I can step away with a better understanding of myself and my life. Well, I'm kind of all over the board. I guess the one that I'm doing the most in right now is acrylic painting. I love acrylic painting because you can layer it like crazy. It's all trial and error. I can fix things and go over it a million times before it's right. I do also enjoy pencil crayon drawings and illustrations, and I do a little bit of watercolor here and there, and I've just started getting into digital artwork, so it's all over the board. I would probably have to say there's a wolf one that I have that's got a sort of orb in front of it. That's probably my favorite one. I like the trees. They look like they're come out of a rave. It's probably my favorite piece so far to date. And yeah. Both. I definitely think I have a affinity, I guess, or love of nature, but I also really I'm a huge science fiction person, and I really do like sci-fi too, or fantasy, so dragons and things. I get a lot of inspiration from stuff I've read, or characters I've created in my head, I guess, and stuff like that. I do fan art from time to time as well. I think my painting of Gamora is probably one of my favorites as well. So I have that going on, I guess. Okay, so I've always kind of been artistic, I guess, or drawn and done something artsy my whole life. My dad first taught me how to kind of draw animals with circles, kind of the way animators draw it, with circle for the head, circle for, every point of the body. I kind of fell into, I think because I had a huge love for mythology and religions and stuff, that I kind of really started to fall into ancient artwork like the Egyptians, and then I started to move into my love of all things medieval and Renaissance. And mind you, still to this day, one of my favorite painters of all time is Salvador Dali. I have to say I really do love surrealism. Although I think my mom brought home Princess Mononoke one day, and that really blew my mind. Because I was into anime as a kid, but Princess Mononoke was literally like moving artwork to me. So that was really inspirational for me. I think a little bit more realistic, but like fantastical realism, I guess. I love illustrative work with sort of that kind of technicolor, psychedelic thing going on with it, but I just love elements of realism with some abstract. I just feel like I'm trying to hone in on my skill set right now to really emphasize my style, I guess. Letting go and forgiving. Yeah. I love snowboarding. I play guitar and a little bit of drums with my best friend Lisa and sing a bit. What else do I do? I haven't in a while, but I used to love show jumping, horseback riding. I'm an Irish dancer. I teach a bit, and I'm thinking about competing one more time before I'm too old to do it anymore. And then, I don't know, reading, writing, the usual. Anything that I can get my hands on, I'll try and do. I would love to ride an ostrich, which I hear you can do in South Africa. and I'd love to go to Japan. I want to go to Japan. Animals, as you can see here. I love animals. I love being out in the woods or being by the water. I used to live about 5 minutes from the ocean in Victoria, and I loved sitting on the driftwood right next to Mount Doug Park and just being by the ocean. It was serene. Water in general, but the ocean for sure. Ooh, sushi, without a doubt. Sushi is my favorite cuisine. It's Thai's right up there, but sushi for sure. Number one thing that I accomplished in 2014 is probably actually getting out there with painting. And I had never displayed artwork before until Ricky got me out to do a small little show at Euphoria, and then I became involved with club art, and so yeah, that's probably my biggest accomplishment this year, and I just hope to see everything kind of expand from there, because every painting that you've seen today is all from 2014. It's been an epic year. Not at first, I don't think. There were parts of it that did. I went through a big period of internal change, I think, and it took me... I had found a lot of inspiration out west when I was up north doing backcountry camping, and I remember one of the most amazing experiences of my life was canoeing at night in the ocean and seeing the bioluminescence everywhere. And like just putting your like paddle in the water and seeing all of the little lights light up in the water, that was an amazing experience. And even like I remember one day we slept on a tiny island, woke up, and my guide came up and was like to us, you know, get up, there's orcas outside. And we're like, you're really mean, like that's terrible, why would you joke about that? And we got up and there was a pod of orcas going right by the island we were on, and it was one of the most amazing experiences. And then there was seals playing around, like I don't know, like it was really inspiring to be out there, and I think that really helped me find a sense of purpose in my artwork. But it took me still about a year before I felt confident enough to be able to actually articulate that in an artistic form. But there's a lot of building self-confidence sort of thing. But yeah. I dream a lot. I dream vividly and I dream lucidly. But one of the most influential dreams I think that I had was I was going through a lot of things at the time, and I was in Europe with my mom, and I had this dream when I was in Scotland, and in the dream I had two friends with me, and one of them is a close friend of mine that I grew up with, and then another was sort of like this almost ambiguous form that kept changing friends, so it was like a representation of all of my friends, I guess. And we were walking through the woods at night, and we get to this clearing, and there's this big pond there, and you could feel that there was something watching, and it felt like there's a type of fairy that I can't remember its name. It transforms into a boy or a man on land, and it's usually dark hair and red eyes, and then a black sort of horse. It's a sea creature though, and what it does is it lures you in and drowns you. So I remember going into the water, and I could feel like this presence, and I knew what was watching me, but it was somewhere, but we had to go forward. And then there was this tree at the very end, and it was this big white tree, and it was almost like the tree, like this tree of life is what it felt like, and it had no leaves on it, and it was all branches, and they were like intertwining, and it was glowing. It was the only thing glowing in this clearing, and everything else was like pitch black. And so we were walking through the water towards it, and you could see it almost floating, so its like roots were out in the water, all twinning and stuff. So we get towards this tree, and we knew that we knew it had to be done. Someone had to die. Like it was this profound knowledge of life and death, and that, you know, in order for things to continue, something had to die. And so my friend knew it was her, so she walked towards the tree, and as she walked towards the tree, the branches sort of came out and started to like untwine and pull her under, and she just became the tree, right? And it was all under this feeling and presence that if we didn't do what we were supposed to do, like whatever this presence was would have taken all of us. So it was kind of a really profound dream, and I had that for, I've wrote down, I've since found inspiration from it, I guess. But yeah, that was a pretty epic dream I had. Thank you for watching the Boheme Graces. I hope you go through the website and check out more artists. Kendra Alexzine, and talk to you soon. Cheers.
I have no ring for my finger. I told you, go round and learn